Hello everybody and welcome to Storm Reads, and today I have my 2 on Tuesday. So like I said, I have 2 on Tuesday today, and that is where I showcase a couple of my books that I have from my collection that are in some tubs, and we take a look at them, see what they're about. I try to find a little bit of information on the authors if I can. And the first one I have is my category, which is Claimed by the Demon by Dorana Durgan. It's a Harlequin Nocturne number 169. It's from 2013. And so I will put up some pictures here of some of her other covers for her books, because she did write quite a variety of different things. So I thought I would showcase some of those while I talk about her. So we have Dorana Durgan spent her childhood filling notebooks, first with stories and art, and then with novels. After obtaining a degree in wildlife illustrations and environmental education, she spent many years deep in the Appalachian Mountains. When she emerged, it was as a writer who found herself irrevocably tied to the natural world and its creatures, and with a new touchstone to the rugged spirits that help settle the area, which she instills in her characters. Dorana's first published novel received the 1995 Compton Cook and Stephen Tall, can't read my own, I think it's Tall, award for the best first book in fantasy, science fiction, and horror genres. Most recently, she has leapt gleefully into the world of action romance. When she's not writing, Dorana builds web pages, wanders around outside with a camera, and works with horses and dogs. There's a Lipizan, probably butchering that name, but it is a horse, in her backyard, a mountain looming outside her office window, a pack of agility dogs romping in the house, and a laptop sitting on her desk, and that's just the way she likes it. She's written over 60 books, and it looks like she mostly writes in series or duologies, and has contributed to some larger series such as Star Trek and Angel, which, for those who might not know, is kind of like a Buffy the Vampire spinoff. And she has written for several different publishers, and from what I could tell, it looks like her last book was written in 2022. So now let's see what Claimed by the Demon is all about. Gwen Badura lives by instincts, tied to the pendant she has worn since she was a child. Michael Mackenzie is driven by the demon blade he carries, his soul slowly poisoned by its demands. They are both drawn to the city of Albuquerque by forces they do not understand, forces that require their submission or their death. Thrown together by violence and the city being driven mad with hate, their connection, emotional and physical, is immediate and fierce. They don't know the rules of this deadly game, only the penalty for losing. Gwen and Mac need to trust each other to survive, but the secrets they carry may destroy them first. I do believe this is part of a series, or like I said, because she does write in like series or duologies. I just don't remember which one it was, and I forgot to put it down. But maybe I'll like put it up here so you can see. But let me know if you've ever read this one, or if you've read anything else by this author, since she writes like fantasy and sci-fi and things like that. I would be interested to know if anybody's ever heard of her. Okay, for our next book, it's not as spooky as the ones that I've had up here before, but it is Prey by C. Terry Klein Jr., and it is a signet from 1985. And as I have done with the other author, I will put some of the pictures of his other works up here. And so it says, C. Terry Klein Jr. had an extensive career producing works that included a number of suspense novels, a children's play, and an unconventional late project titled The Return of Edgar Cayce, which is presented as a channeled communication from the spirits of early 20th century psychic. C. Terry Klein was born in Birmingham, Alabama in 1935 on a train going out, he always said, because his family moved often during his youth. He was married to author Judith Richards, and they lived in Faith Hope, Alabama, and he died in 2013. So he wrote his first book in 1975 called Damon, and wrote only for 14 years. And then a couple years before his death, he came out with the book mentioned above called The Return of Edgar Cayce, which I find weird that he came back at the end to write a story, but so many years went in between without nothing. I couldn't find anything from, I think it was 1989 to when he wrote that book, and I think that one was in like a year or so before he died, so 2011 or 12 or something like that. So I thought that was kind of interesting and weird that you could find no information whatsoever about what he might have done after his 14 years of writing to when he decided to write that one book. I don't know. But anyway, we will find out what the book is about. So it says, the first threat come over the phone. It was a chilling voice threatening to kill the sheriff. But the sheriff was already dead. And the calls kept coming, even as Brad Taylor took over the sheriff's job from his father, Bo. Apparently, the ominous caller appears in town, intimidating, swearing to destroy the rest of the Taylors. Who is this man? What is his link to the dead sheriff? Before anyone can answer, the entire Taylor family becomes prey to the brilliantly calculating madman who strikes suddenly, kidnapping Brad's 2 children, threatening to kill them in 72 hours unless his startling demands are met. And as the precious time ticks away, Brad and his wife are plunged into a terrifying nightmare of 40-year-old dark secrets and into the mind of a murderer with a burning need for revenge. It says, with a searing understanding of good and evil in the human heart, this electrifying novel takes you on a journey through madness and terror that will keep you riveted to every shocking page. Sounds kind of interesting. Not read it yet, so I don't know. But if anybody has read this author, let me know, like, what book you might have read, because I'm really curious. And so there we have that one. So, for today, we have these 2 books, Claiming the Demon by Dorena Durgan and Prey by C. Terry Klein Jr. If you have read either of these or books from either author, please let me know down in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!